the more and more I care.
My name is Wes Rodriguez.
I'm Marin Flores.
And this is the No Title Show. With us today in studio is my friend
Chris Teagardin.
Chris Teagardin. And I want to say, first of all, fucking Ashton Kutcher is a fucking asshole. I read today that Demi Moore has just changed her title on Twitter or she's removed her title. It was Mrs. Kutcher. And she said after the divorce that she wasn't going to change it. And after discussing with her friends and doing the program, I think she's come to a more clear-minded response and said that she's looking for a new title. She hasn't chosen one yet, but she wants her Twitter followers and anybody to send her ideas of a new name. But I think that's great that she's starting to get a clear-headed view of her situation back, because I think she took it way too hard that this asshole dumped her. I don't think he dumped her. I think he was caught cheating, and she divorced him.
Cougar. Cougar, that's all I'm saying. The cougar.
But Ashton's an asshole. Why?
Because Demi Moore, in my mind, is one of America's sweethearts. You know, she's not as clean as Julia Roberts.
Or Jennifer Aniston.
Or Jennifer Aniston.
She had hope.
But when it comes to being beloved to America, she was one of the Brat Pack, and so she kind of had that little racy, like slutty persona to her personality, and people kind of really got turned on by her. But then again, thought of her as that next door neighbor type that really appreciated. And Ashton was lucky to have her, and
he wasn't looking. He had her.
If he would have, in my opinion, broke up with her and then started his own thing, because I mean it's like a basketball star. All right, you're super popular, you know, you're with somebody before you get famous, and then you land your career, and then you drop that person after getting caught cheating.
He was huge before he got with Debbie. The guy was in town for like 2 weeks before he got his first break.
Well, he started out as a Calvin Klein underwear model, so he's always known as that hot guy. And then
I thought that was Marky Mark. Did Marky Mark do it?
Yeah. Well, I think he did them afterwards. But
nowadays you tell Marky Mark, Mark Wahlberg. I go by
Mark Wahlberg was part of what's that boy band?
Mark and Mark and the Funky Bunch.
No, before that.
Didn't he do CNC Music Factory?
Mark Wahlberg was part of the the number one boy band when we were in high school.
98 Degrees?
No, before that.
Okay, I don't know.
Yes, I swear to God he was. No, before that. The number one boy band, dude, of all time.
Someone
I take pride not knowing that.
Donnie Wahlberg was in
Mark
the band.
was there first, and he was there for several months or something like that. He backed out, and Donnie Wahlberg came in. Mark Wahlberg was first.
The Backstreet Boys?
I feel like more of a man not knowing it, so I prefer not to know it. Right. But you can do your own research, and you can find out. I saw some behind some shit on TV, and that's got to be true. So he was first, and he backed out, and they got Donnie Wahlberg. But regardless, Ashton Kutcher, he wasn't in Hollywood for a month before he got signed on that 70s show.
Yeah.
Like I heard some people on the radio before, like, oh, Ashton Kutcher is taking over Charlie Sheen's spot in 2.5 Men. It's finally nice to see that guy get a break.
Right. But that, you know what?
The connection to Demi Moore was a catalyst into the more professional career.
Well, yeah, it's like Weird Al doing one of your songs. You have now made it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've seen the show. It's not that
I
good.
think he's a good actor. I watched 2.5 Men. I think it's hysterical.
Really?
I don't think Charlie Sheen can act his way
like
out of
a man.
box,
Look,
dude.
I know I'm hot shit right now. You're an older woman, and I'm like 15 years younger than you, 20 years younger than you. And let's do this decently, where we both can walk out of this thing with clean names.
Well, this is the question.
The fucking chick was huffing nitrous, dude.
This is the question.
He
at the
was
end of the
fucking
day.
her brain over.
This is the question. Was she lucky to have him, or was he lucky to have her?
I think she was lucky to have him.
You can go both ways. She was probably lucky to have him. Now, she's smoking. She's got a beautiful mouth. So, I mean, I don't know what to say, but she could probably get any dude in Hollywood. She's hot. She's older. She's experienced. She's still smoking. But at the end of the day, that's fucking Ashton Kutcher, dude. That guy is the specimen of a... That
He's doing commercials for,
does it?
he's doing commercials for Canada now, right? For Canada.
That's just to spend money, not have to take money out of the bank, dude.
Right.
I mean, the guy I think is a great actor. I saw a movie he was in. Can't remember the name of it. He was not it was not comedic at all. It was straight drama. He was some dude in Hollywood that would go to parties, hook up with some rich chick, and live in their house and go from chick to chick. And it wasn't comedy at all.
Yeah.
But you know, the general rule is if you take a great actor, let's say, I want to say Tom Hanks, but he was comedy first. You take Tom Cruise. Everybody considers him, an A-list actor, a great actor. Put him in a comedic role. It's hideous. It's horrible. But you take a comedian, and you put him into a dramatic role, and it's easy. It's easier for him to pick him up because the comedians can embrace the art. They can submerge themselves, because comedy is like, can I do this without cracking a smile? Because I think it's fucking funny, or else I wouldn't be trying to use it as part of my bit. So you take a comedian, and it's much easier to get a dramatic performance out of them. But you take a dramatic actor or some kind of dramatic actor and get a comedic. It's almost impossible to get something that's believable. So. I don't know. I think Demi was lucky to have Ashton, lucky to have that age, lucky to have that stallion that she's looking for. That dude's because men hit their sexual prime about 18 to 30.
Yeah.
Women don't hit their sexual prime until after their 40s.
Yeah. Right.
What are those chicks looking for in their later ages? They're looking. That's why you have that classic. We're super rich and we're really successful, and my 50-year-old wife is fucking some 25-year-old guy. Why? Because you're 50-year-old too, dude, and you can't keep up with her.
Well, in the people's and the media,
that doesn't make him not a scumbag. That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's all my point. And the news is following Demi and not following Ashton. He took over one of the biggest roles in TV right now, and no one gives a fuck, dude. They're wondering what Charlie Sheen gonna do next, not what Ashton's doing, filling his shoes.
Charlie Sheen
He just got a show.
He just got a show on FX,
and he got good ratings from what I hear.
I think that's crazy. I can't think of a single movie where I was like, wow, that was amazing. You watch anything with Gary
Wall Street? You mean Charlie Sheen did?
Dude, yeah, but Wall Street was before my time. So
Apocalypse? Platoon?
Dude, you wanna hear something horrible? I didn't see Platoon until 3-4 years ago. Okay? Now my problem with that
Oh my god.
is that I'm a scumbag.
That's the earthquake alarm.
The problem with that is that I'm really into movies. I've got at least 500 DVDs just in my living room, right? I'm really into movies, and I watch all these movies, and when I start watching a movie like that was considered one of the greats and whatever, and I start watching movies like that, and I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm watching these movies, it has not fucking aged well. And it's not living up to the hype because I didn't see it in the first year it was out, where it was like, man, you gotta see this, it's cutting edge, it's groundbreaking. And so when I watch it now, I'm like, dude, this is not...
Doesn't hold up.
It's not doing it for me because, I would much rather watch... What was that? What was that army for that war flick that came out just a couple of years ago with all...
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder, dude. That was great. To me, that was great. And the war scenes even were better than Platoon.
Arguing against your first point, Tom Cruise was funny as fuck in that movie.
You know what? My bad. He was... Dude, I saw that movie twice, and someone says, what did you think about Tom Cruise in that movie? So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, me too.
I did not catch it.
Me too.
I did not catch it. Didn't catch it.
He was great.
He was really good.
Yeah.
He was really good. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. I can talk shit about him right now for the next hour. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I can say that all day long. Maybe I don't like his persona. Maybe I don't like who he portrays that he is. Maybe I don't like him going crazy on Oprah with his girl.
Scientology shit.
Yeah, and I definitely don't agree with the Scientology thing. But at the same time, love Top Gun. Love Risky Business. There's very few movies.
Cult
I even
classics.
like that Night and Day, dude, with Cameron Diaz. Like I even like that movie.
Really?
So I watch all these movies. And I'm
That
like,
was kind of good.
and it's not. And but I
It was entertaining.
But I don't go back and be like, wow, he really gave a great performance. I go,
Yeah.
wow, what a great movie because it's the sum of all parts. But when I look at Platoon, or even if I look at Apocalypse Now, or if I look at Full Metal Jacket, I'm like, I get where these war movies now are trying to take, their ideas and try to instill in this, and let's go back to this because this is the root of the beginning of these great war movies, and I don't see it. I watch. I'm like I don't know that I would watch the whole thing right now if I was alone. Saw it on cable, I'll just watch it. I don't see myself doing it.
Act of Valor is supposed to be the latest.
Now,
That's the one Chris wanted me to go see the other night.
Okay.
yeah, that's supposed to be.
And
shit,
I was
yeah.
like, he was like, oh, it's
Oh,
supposed to be
that's like the life
Now when Anchorman 2
representation
comes
of
out,
what
you want to
the,
talk about Will Ferrell? Now we're fucking talking.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want to kill the entire topic of Ashton Kutcher. I think he's a good actor, dude. I will watch almost anything with him. I'm a Michael Kelso fan, dude. That dude carried the show.
He
for
was
me.
good in that show.
He
He
carried
absolutely
the
was.
show for me. I mean, who else? Who else was great in it? Mila Kunis was not great in it.
Right.
Topher Grace was not great in it.
Right.
Ashton Kutcher was great in it.
Right.
He was the only person that was total.
Red was
character.
fucking good.
Well.
But he
I'd
was
buy that for
somebody
a dollar.
before he get it.
I mean, he was a great actor. I mean, that's what you call.
Any physical comedy is funny. And he was all about
Yeah.
physical comedy when he was in that show.
And even
He did
Chong,
a lot of physical comedy.
even Tommy Chong, you're like, well, that's just Tommy Chong being Tommy Chong. But Ashton Kutcher was the character actor of the show. He was like, I am not Ashton Kutcher. I'm Michael Kelso. I'm this fucking dummy. And it was great. And every scene, you're like, what's Kelso gonna do? What's Kelso gonna do? Every single scene.
Yeah.
If you really look back at the '70s show, dude, Ashton Kutcher was the best, hands down, in the show.
Okay.
But
Alright.
whatever.
Well, let's segue into how you and I met, Chris. It started back in high school, right? I came from Village Christian Schools, and we met together at Verdugo Hills High School,
That's
right?
right.
Way back.
Let's put a date on that. Let's put a year on that.
That would be 1989.
Negative. No way. I started Verdugo in 89, 90. We probably met 91 or 92. Probably 91 or 92. No matter how you look at it, that's 20 years.
Yeah.
So 89, 92, 20 years, 22 years, it's the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
To
It's
boil
20
it down,
years.
I personally
chicks
have
on the
not
street.
identified who I.
I look at chicks on the street that were not born. They were not born then, bro.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. At any rate, I didn't know who I was. I was still identifying myself and trying to figure out where I fit in. And you guys were definitely a catalyst to help me figure out what's cool to me. What world do I want to be involved with? And unfortunately, it ended up being
that one.
that one.
Totally.
These guys are cool. Let's fucking go play hacky sack. Let's smoke a fucking gang of weed. Let's figure out where we can smoke our cigarettes and get high on campus without getting busted. Or how the fuck do we get off campus and get high and have fun? And that brings me to how is it the folklore of Captain Ed's got introduced into the fabric of our friendship? Because when I think of Captain Ed's, that is like a focal
I don't think the
point.
audience knows about Captain Ed's yet.
Well, let's bring that up.
Let's bring it up.
It's a really cool fucking head shop in Van Nuys.
Captain Ed's is the oldest head shop in the nation. Captain Ed's was open. Well, the current owner bought it in '67. It was already a head shop, but we only claim 45 years. I've been there for 17 years. I'm the general manager and the buyer of the 3 locations. That's what I do for a living. I don't dig ditches. I don't sit in the fucking heat all day. I leave my air-conditioned home. I drive my air-conditioned car to my air-conditioned work, and I play with pipes and bongs all